Lighting is one of the key things you want to look at your house to have a very comfortable, warm, inviting house, but also, of course, lights. You have them everywhere. They use a lot of energy. So you want to look for installing lights that don't use a lot of energy, will last a very long time, and give you a lot of really comfortable sense to your place. And with compact fluorescents and light-emitting diodes, LEDs, there are a lot of very cool choices out here which give you great lights. Things like these LEDs up here, the CFLs, beautiful lights. They dim. They're going to last upwards of 30 years. They're going to give you lots of payback. Right now we calculate that each one of these units pays back about $2.50 off your electric bill, every single one of them you install on the LEDs. So easy to install. They screw right in, and basically you plug them in and you forget about them, probably as long as you're in the house.
Now, we use mostly incandescent light bulbs in the United States, and aside from producing light, they also produce heat. And 10 to 15% of your air conditioning bill in your building during the summer is used to take the heat out of the light bulbs. So for those people who want to save energy, both air conditioning and electricity for lighting, we use daylighting and daylighting tubes, and we also use more energy efficient bulbs. And I have several different types of commercially available bulbs. The first one I like are these cold cathode compact fluorescents. What's nice about these bulbs, screw in any light fixture, they're dimmable. And what's nice is they use less mercury than the traditional compact fluorescents.
If you're just starting out and you have a house that has incandescent lights, which are these little A lamps like these, or regular floodlights, the first thing that you can do essentially is change out your light bulbs to more efficient lighting. There's a couple of steps that you can take. If you simply want to go down to the your local hardware store and pick up a compact fluorescent, that's what this is. The compact fluorescent bulbs are much more efficient than the incandescent bulbs. Typically these burn about a fourth to a fifth of the power of the regular incandescent light, so you can really cut your energy consumption pretty easily by using these. We call these spiral compact fluorescents, or CFLs. The next step, if you want to spend a little more money and have a longer life and probably actually a better payback, you can go to the next step, which is cold cathode compact fluorescent, or CCFL, and this is an example of a CCFL. The difference between these two is, you'll see the CFLs have big wide tubes. They contain about 5 milligrams of mercury, and the CCFLs have about half that amount of mercury and are about 4 times the life. So the CFLs typically are 6,000 to 8,000 hours, and the CCFLs are about 25,000 hour life. So it's about 4 times the life, which essentially equates to about 8 years if it's on 8 hours a day. That would be 25,000 hours.
Most of you are familiar with hung ceilings that you see in schools, for instance, or public buildings, or office buildings with the acoustical tile. And these provide interesting challenges for lighting. Well, again, we've talked about the screw-in versions of compact fluorescents and bundled LEDs. And companies are now coming out with tiles that fit in these ceilings. But what's nice about these is these are lights. These are thin lighting fixtures that fall right into the grid and replace some of the tiles and can light rooms without heat and for 75% less electricity than it requires for traditional lighting systems. These kinds of systems will dominate the larger building lighting in the future, and again will not only reduce electricity use for lighting but for air conditioning as well.